What's good, everybody? Hi. It's Thursday, March 11th, 2021, and it is time once again for another episode.
March already.
What? Huh?
What happened?
Yeah.
Hello?
He didn't even hear anything I asked.
No, not one. No, not one.
So what just happened?
I asked, were you ready? I said, you still look asleep. You responded to none of it.
Nope, not a word.
And I thought you were just ignoring me.
I didn't notice he didn't have his headphones
Neither
on.
did I.
And just casually just put the headphones on, like, all right, what's happening, everybody?
That's hilarious.
No, I mean
That's hilarious.
Well, when you were just like, you look sleepy, I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to this, so I did it. I thought it was just a passing observation. Just like Aqua was like, yeah, same.
So he did hear it.
He just didn't respond.
He just didn't respond. So I was right.
But then I'm like, oh, okay, you're actually talking to the audience. Hold on for a moment. And then like people went out there making angry noises, so I just slid these headphones on my head. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yes, I too am also here.
Oh, crying.
Hi, my name is Vision.
Deshaun. Oh, when I tell you,
You not with Wanda no more?
when I tell you, I want to talk extensively about like WandaVision, like charts and graphs.
Why do you come in here with no pants?
Like, let him live his life. Man.
I mean, I do, but
Now,
do you know how much I don't want to? I want to walk around my house with no pants.
Look, I'm gonna just stand in a certain spot in this camera. I ain't trying to get this channel removed.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, I'm gonna need you to stand right here.
Yeah.
No further. The line must be drawn here.
Bye.
I think we should have an extensive conversation about how I pulled up to at least one of my meetings this week, and I made sure I wasn't standing at about this space away from the desk because I just did not feel like making the effort to put on pants of any kind. But I had a 9 o'clock meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled up to the meeting as advertised.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That is what I will say about that. However, I suppose the shirt was on point, but I'm like, please don't do anything that makes me have to walk away from this desk because I will not be taking questions and I will not be telling lies.
I am here in spirit. You did not say pants.
Shirt necessary, pants not necessary.
Oh my god.
Hey, Major, real quick.
Yes.
On my box on the stream, there's like a little white line. I guess the camera isn't. I just noticed it.
Yeah, give me.
You can see through it.
Yeah.
Not whiteness out here trying to mess with your like glow up out here. Not
Right.
this.
They tried. They tried it. Oh, I need to blow my nose. I'm not being on me a stream sniffing all day. Here we go.
You know something? Honestly speaking, I feel those
Oh my
sniffles are
God.
happening because the nonsense on this list of things this week is probably something you can smell from a mile away.
I haven't even gotten a chance to look. Today has.
Here, let me go ahead and put it to you like this, babe girl. It's not that today's not that day. You look like 1993 Mary J for a reason.
It's not. It's
You're
just
out here.
one of them days.
There we go. Okay.
Yep.
You're out here trying to dodge up like.
All right.
Right.
So let's try this again.
Oh my god.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for Thursday, March 11th, 2021. I'm one of your
Wait
hosts.
a minute. I hate to mess up this intro again, but I just realized something. Should I have my Audacity activated?
Don't even worry about it.
Oh.
So yeah, I realized too that so we didn't use the Audacity trick last week either because I realized I did not have it running. I thought I could use my audio from Premiere. No, apparently not. That broke the whole thing. When I said everybody should have it, I meant everybody.
Everybody, including me.
Yes. So you know what? We'll revisit this at another time. It's a great project. It's a great experiment, but yeah. It helps when everybody, including the one who's running the experiment, does it. Yes, I am one of your hosts, Marcus, Major Lynn Summers. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week by it's your boy Kevy Kev.
Hey.
I'm joined this week by somebody who is just feeling all the things, feeling all the exhaustion. Looks like he wishes he was back in bed. Sinziak. Now with headphones.
Now coming to you in stereo.
Stereo.
And of course, it's Blue Dabble Dee Dabble Da Dabble Dee Dabble Da Dabble Dee Dabble Da. Hideo Sanaka in the building. The gout.
I cannot stand your melanated ass for doing that right there. Wow.
And I was jamming too. I was like, oh.
It's blue.
You know what? Just for that, I got something for y'all. Hold on.
I was during my house. That was during my house music phase.
What you say?
I think that was my first house song I've ever listened to. Thanks to those like late night commercials on TV.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, I can still remember like Play at Your Own Risk, like with the music from like with the villain music from that from End of the Dragon, and I'm like, oh yeah.
All right, I might have to sneak this in somewhere. I'm gonna find a place for this. Again, yeah, shout out Sin for that beautiful song selection from last week. I had to go back.
It was great.
I went back and clipped that out. I'll let my life. It's one of the rare times I'll let my wife listen to things that I do. It's just like, that sounds almost like a mixtape. That's kind of the point of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everybody doing this week?
Yeah.
Was that a very loaded question?
Very.
No, it's not even a loaded question. This week is very much in
shambles.
My reaction is in two modes. And like that's like my whole week is those two emotions.
Yeah.
On repeat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, mine has been like or but mostly that's
Yeah.
So who has or is getting the vaccine?
My dad got his shot today.
So yesterday I found out that I was in line, like my time was up. They called my number, said, all right, let's go. You're getting the vaccine, let's go. Schedule your time. I go to schedule my time. Bruh, you ain't on the list. But you emailed me. You are not on this list. Unless your email is on this list, you ain't getting in. You ain't in on this list. But you know, how is it that
you showed them the email? You were like,
but that's the thing. It was online. So it's like, how is it that when it's my turn to get the vaccine, I gotta call tech support? I don't get it.
Trying to keep the black man down.
Luckily, somebody else came through today. So tomorrow I've scheduled to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Oh, the one and done.
The one and done.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know how I feel about that one. Since it's the newest one, you know, I'm just kind of like the Johnson & Johnson.
No. No. The answer is no.
Since it's no.
Here, let me explain. There have been like 3 different types of companies that have decided to make this vaccine, and all 3 of them were like expressing their intentions, and every single person looked at Johnson & Johnson and said, you had to have us recall talcum powder. The answer is fucking no.
Can't even use shower to shower. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I got that.
So my answer is no, don't, and do not.
Yeah, I got that.
It said turn around and go home.
I ain't taking it.
Yeah, I got
not that one. Anyway.
Or for those of us who are of the older generations out there, turn around, bright eyes. Don't go to get the vaccine from these Johnson & Johnson places.
Now I got the Moderna.
See,
so I got that one. I got the first one in February, and then I'm gonna get the last one tomorrow.
Nice.
So, which I'm kind of worried about because I'm gonna have because when I got that first one, I was like, okay, we took that first one, and then we promptly went home and rested for a day or so. Now it's like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and get the second one. Go do food work and then go do some errands. And I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna feel about this. We get back home on this number 2. So so yeah, I'm just gonna like, okay. But they do the whole thing like they say pretty much, hey, just sit down, relax, wait for 30 minutes, and if you need somebody, honk your horn, okay? Stick your arm out. You know, that's it. Yeah. So
I wish we could choose which vaccine we get, but you can't, I guess.
Oh, they were like, oh no, you getting because it was like the Moderna and the Pfizer were out, and I figured they had the Moderna, so they were like, yo, you getting the Moderna, Chief. There you go.
They say Johnson & Johnson. I'm like, I'll wait. Thanks. I'll wait. Keep that over there. Pfizer.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out to Extra Hit to a place called Extra Credit, a YouTube channel called Extra Credits, but then they also have like a series called Extra History. They have been doing a lot of like episodes about bad practices that have happened to like Black and brown communities. Like they've talked about interstate displacement, redlining, and the pretty much the medical movement. And when I tell you, like, I almost had whiplash for shaking my head as hard as I did. Like, all of my friends need to see this. And if a couple of white dudes and a black writer can talk about this, can introduce y'all to this, then hey, put that out there. Here you go. So if you wonder why, here's the video.
I mean, so one of the reasons why, because I trusted Johnson & Johnson, even though they've had issues before, is because the fact that, like, one, it's not made by the same people who made that talking powder. It's not the same people who made the talking powder. Like, I've done that research.
I'm going to say that I like you alive and leave it at that. I mean, you gonna be grown to do what you gonna do. I mean, I enjoy you alive.
It's a thing of two. Like, do I keep putting myself at risk as someone who is high risk, who does have to go out, who have elderly parents? I ain't elderly. Don't let them catch me calling that. Who also has a small child at home who is being sent to school, and keep running that risk. It's a thing of looking at it as like something's better than nothing. You're right. I'd rather have one of the other two, and definitely was trying to get one of the other two. But yeah, it's a thing of something other than nothing. Like, it's not like the vaccine itself is going to send me to the hospital. Also, it's not like I'm changing my life after that. It's not like I'm gonna, as soon as I get the shot 15 minutes later, I'm licking doorknobs.
No. Please don't.
Like I'm gonna be at home, so like I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm still gonna be home.
Yeah, like I'm still gonna be home for the most part. Like if I have to go out, I have to go out. But at least I won't
Right.
feel as fearful for my life once I do that.
Right. That was like my mom's like thought of like, you know, we still gonna be at home. We gonna wear the mask. We gonna wear our mask. But if we feel more inclined to go out more, we'll probably be like more inclined to go out more and do things more. But we still gonna have our mask and
Yeah, like,
be
I don't-
and
like,
be
Mask
social
for
distance.
foreseeable future, regardless of no pandemic.
I'm like, shoot, I'm wearing a mask. If this was like 2 years from now and this thing is fine, cold and flu season,
Exactly.
whoop,
Exactly.
like allergy season, hell
Mask.
yeah.
We gotta do
Like,
something with all these masks we bought.
Okay.
yeah,
Like people, I guess people don't realize that the masks just aren't stopping COVID or
Yeah, the
keeping
flu
COVID numbers
season
down.
was non-existent this year.
Exactly.
Flu season
So, and I bet you other people like just other irritants that are floating around in the air. You got your mask on. You're not breathing all that stuff in as much. So I mean, people don't realize that.
it's like now it's like, oh, I see it now. Like when you look at like Japan and all and the Asian cultures where they like had the masks on and they were like, I get it now. Like,
See, that's why they got 12G broadband over there. They forward thinking. They living in the future.
they forward think. They literally have TVs on buildings. They just walk.
Exactly.
People just be walking around watching TV as they're out shopping. Hold on, I see that. Oh look, dear, that commercial that came on that we seen on TV. It's on that skyscraper. Let's watch it. Like, bro.
Shoot, that's why I wear masks whenever I go to cons. I ain't got time to be catching con crud.
Well, I'm gonna be masked and gloves.
Glasses, gas mask at this point.
So,
Yeah, look,
So now-
PPE gonna be on discount when all
Okay.
this is over, so I'm gonna buy that for my boost from now.
It's gonna be like you go to like 7-Eleven, you get your mask. Hold, man, let me get my mask real quick. I don't trust that place where we going. Where we going? Let me put my mask on. Hold on. Who over there? I don't know none of them people. Let me put my mask on.
If I'm anywhere near a Chick-fil-A or a Hobby Lobby, I'm bringing my mask.
Oh yeah.
Walmart,
Especially at
mask.
Hobby Lobby.
Lowe's, mask.
They don't
Home
believe
Depot,
nothing over there.
mask.
Nope.
Food Line, mask.
Well, let's say we get into some of this tech news here.
Since we're talking about masks,
yes.
by the way, I would like to take a moment to shout out my pen pal who sent me a text message and was this kind of like, hey, I think the letter that I sent you should have arrived. It was not a letter. It was like an envelope with 10 masks that they hand me.
Oh,
That was nice.
They just
That's nice.
they looked up all these specifications for people who want to make masks and how many layers they require and stuff, and they would just make them and then send me a bunch of them.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. For real.
It was so sweet and so thoughtful. And of course, as y'all could probably already imagine, Black women, because of course it was.
Yeah, my early masks was like my seamstress Miss Retha Mag, where she just like, you know, she helped me with some props and costumes for my baby photography. So you know, when I started up my baby photography, so she did me like some tutus. One of them was worn by Munchkin, and that was adorable. And I literally had people asking me like, she's like, I don't do these often because if I do them, somebody's gonna. I never get a wink of sleep. And she was right because 5 or 6 ladies was asking, hey, where'd you get that tutu from? And I'm like, I can't tell you. Trade secret.
They just materialize out of the air.
Like, you know. That's it. So, yeah, I'm telling you, black women are awesome.
thank you.
As always.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That's why you to go, Anka. That's why you to go.
No. Hey, if I could stop having technical issues and getting sick every other Thursday.
Look, we do the best with what we can do. Hey, that's all we can ask.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be alive than sit there trying to. If only I could take my own advice sometimes.
Yeah.
Major.
Just get well and fake it till you make it. That's
Yep.
that's what we talk about.
But all right, let's say we get into some tech news, shall we? First off, hey, remember that Solarwinds hack? Crap. See, yet again. Let me turn off this image here. There we go. All right, I'm good. Welcome back.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah, so that SolarWinds hack that kind of is threatening all of the U.S. federal infrastructure because somebody don't know how to patch their shit and watch out for foreign actors. Yeah, it's a lot worse. Ooh. It's a lot worse. But
really?
We look, it was already fucked to begin with.
Yep.
That's their problem. The funny thing is, the reason why I included this is this last part. On a more amusing and possibly related note, it would seem that a number of black hat hackers have been hacked themselves. So far this year,
learn one day, God don't like ugly.
And he's not a fan of cute, so.
So far this year, 4 cybercrime forums have all seen their members' personal information compromised, and they have no idea who did it.
Oh.
The members have found themselves doxxed, and there have also been a number of Bitcoin thefts. For some reason, they seem rather upset to have been hoisted by their own petard.
Not the petard hoist.
I'd say you hate to see it, but no, I loved it. I love that.
No hate to see it.
So yeah, if you work your IT for the federal government, still good luck with that. Throw it all out, build a new one. But it's good to see black hat hackers getting what's coming to them. Hey, this one news article, news story that came out while we were playing Overcooked a couple weeks ago. Twitter has announced a super follow feature, which allows you to sub to tweets.
Oh no, we talked about this.
Oh, we did. We covered that.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
The consensus was, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Once again, you know what? Do I need to get the fan now, or do we want to wait until later?
We can wait till later. If we've already covered the super tweets, and I can gloss over that. I do want to point out too that Twitter is one of the companies who has no beef with turning off that ad tracking software that Facebook seems to be loving so much it is going to war with Apple about. 2, they apparently seem to be anti-Epic in the whole 30% cut business. So apparently Twitter wants no beef with Apple at all.
Do we want to talk about, can I just go ahead and insert like a little bit of things about Twitter while we're over here?
Go on.
Twitter, the new owners of Tidal.
Oh, right. That did happen. That was early this week. That was Monday, right?
It sure was.
Yeah. Square owns Tidal.
Lord, when I tell you the level of like,
It's like PayPal owning Spotify.
Yeah. It's not. It's no, really like wow.
No, it's just I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all of this, and I have layers of feelings about that acquisition. But I had to put that out there because Twitter owners of Tidal decided that they don't want beef with Apple Music.
Remember, it's Square, not Twitter. Jack owns both of them. They're two different companies, though.
Right. I know that they own both of them. That is why I said it exactly that way. I had to say that to somebody earlier this week. I'm like, I can't believe Twitter just bought Tidal, and they're just like, it's Square though, and I'm just like, you do realize that Twitter and Square are owned by the exact same person, so I can just say that interchangeably because, like most things in situations that involve white people, they're interchangeable.
There you go. Like I say, Jeff,
Listen, I said
It's like Daddy
had a
Bezos owns Amazon, which owns Twitch. So Daddy Bezos owns Twitch. We get
like
that.
we learned this in math. If this is true about if A is B and B is C, then A is also C. We learned this in like sixth grade. I don't know why people are acting brand new. I'm just like, Twitter owns title. No matter what it is, like this one dude who's in South Africa and occasionally comes over here to say some centrist shit when the platform is on fire, owns 3 companies now.
But just so we're clear though, for those who do not understand the levels of sarcasm though.
Yeah.
Again, like we understand.
Well, I mean, I listen anything talking about tech around here. Whenever we have to have these
sarcasm. We totally get the levels and the views and everything else. I know there's like things, and I'm like, I know Sundar doesn't own everything, and this does that. But when we mostly say, hey, when one company is under the umbrella of smaller companies, we always say that that person owns everything under that umbrella. So if you hold the umbrella, whatever's under that umbrella is you. So it just so happens Jeff owns the umbrella. Jeff owns the umbrella, and everything under that umbrella is his. But we know there's separate CEOs and there's separate peeps, and there's things in that. But it's just like when you hold the umbrella, you hold the umbrella. It's like
makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you may like I know there's a level of autonomy, and Jeff's not always doing this thing, that thing, the third, but Jeff's holding the umbrella.
Makes sense.
Like,
let's see, not included in this article though. It's within that same interview with this head of consumer products, Kayvon Bakepour. I'm terrible with that. Sorry if I butchered your name there.
We'll go with that.
For those who use TweetDeck, I am a very, very huge fan of TweetDeck on the Mac. They're apparently supposed to be doing some updates to that app, so I am looking forward to that when that shows itself. Who uses T-Mobile?
Anybody on Metro PCS?
I use T-Mobile. So T-Mobile is starting to sell your usage data to advertisers on April 26th. There is a way that you can opt out. T-Mobile is providing customers the ability to opt out of this data collection. There's a link you can go to access your account's privacy settings. All customers are automatic, which is dumb. I hate this. Stop opting people in automatically. Let them opt out, or let it be opt in, not opt out. So yeah, go ahead and if you can get in there real quick. You got around to the end of April to do so, or T-Mobile, just like every other carrier on the planet, will just sell your data. That is unless you have Google Fi. And then your data is okay. So, for like the 5 other people outside of this household that who have Google Fi devices, you'll be all right.
Yep.
But they do say that the carrier data is not associated with any names, numbers, addresses, any of that stuff. So it's not like your personal information is going out. It's just your usage habits on the device and what's being done on their network. So, if you're okay with that, then fine. Let it happen. If not, yeah, go and turn it off. And if you're on Google Fi, you have nothing to worry about. I actually forgot that Google Fi was using T-Mobile's network until this article came out.
Okay.
The internet is no longer safe since whenever the internet came out. Researchers demonstrate new browser-based side channel attacks that that affect Intel and M1 Macs, along with just anything really, because it's on the Mac website. They just made sure they told you that, hey, it affects all the Macs.
All of the Macs,
but it affects everything. Essentially, a lot of hacks that come in through web browsers that are normally done through JavaScript. These researchers found out that, hey, you don't even need JavaScript. You just write it in the HTML code and the CSS. Just everyday basic shit for a web page.
Shit.
Yeah. As for the fixes, the researchers say that both software and hardware updates can solve the vulnerability. The root cause of microarchitectural side channels is the sharing of microarchitectural components across code, blah, blah, blah. Hence, partitioning the state, either spatially or temporally, can be effective in preventing attacks. Partitioning can be done in hardware or by the operating system. So, it can be fixed. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But again, don't go to websites you don't know.
We've been talking about this since 1995 with movie CDs and everything else. Don't open emails from people you don't know. Don't open other things on your computer from people you don't know. Please don't share your password with your friends unless you happen to know that they're trustworthy and that they won't break up with you in a year. I don't know. Just please be careful with things. And also, while we're here, 2-factor your stuff.
Agreed. Don't be loaning out your Crunchyroll passwords.
Oh, we got something for that too.
Oh.
Proposed accessible, affordable internet for all bill aims to invest $94 billion in nationwide broadband.
Hand clap of praise.
On the heels of the latest U.S. stimulus bill passing the House and Senate, Democrats revealed the Accessible Affordable Internet for All Act this morning. The proposed legislation includes an investment of $94 billion over the next 3 to 4 years to improve nationwide internet access speeds and offer subsidies.
Go
ahead.
Now I'm just saying that's a good step in the right direction, but I would also love to see what the future FCC chair does about data caps, and the data caps die in a horrible fire. Because again, data caps don't do shit, especially now when we're in the middle of a panic cotta and we don't need to be worried about our data going because everybody's using bandwidth for Zoom calls and Zoom meetings and Zoom classrooms and so I would really hope that this continues and this makes it through, but then also for FCC to be able to get tougher with ISPs and cable companies to get them to kind of like rein them in the line, being like, yo, if we're gonna be all digital, y'all need to like get your shit together, and also make it a utility. It was like Title I protection for broadband. I think it was Title I. It was Title I. Making it a utility so that it can be properly regulated, like power and water.
Yeah, that's all I want. I just wanted to I just wanted to be a public utility. It just like, all right.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Because it's like, we pay for water, we pay for electricity, we have to pay, we need internet, so internet is important, not just to find out what Duke Hastings is gonna do in Bridgerton, or Lady Danbury, but we need to find out, we need to buy things. We need to like interact with people. So I think that needs to be more consistent.
I mean, not just that, but like a lot of devices now that are life-saving are Internet of Things. So being able to connect to whatever servers need to be connected to,
right, to
make sure proper authorities, proper healthcare officials can get that information, can be able to reach back out. Right. Like this is beyond so not like trying to dig fiber lines and people's like to get to people's houses. This is still like this is more or less like, hey, trying to build out that 5G infrastructure that you don't have to dig. You can just like build a tower and just broadcast that shit over the air.
Right.
Because 5G is supposed to be like the equivalent of gigabit Ethernet, except over the air. People can get access to that. They don't need to have wires being run out to the house.
That would be cool. That would be good.
So yeah, like it'd be nice to see this happening. Seeing the money being invested in, because like I mean, again, you can sit there, go over to China, go back to Huawei, who was creating the 5G infrastructure, and you was just like, yeah, no, y'all spying, so fuck you. I don't know, like bring that shit over here. I mean, there's manufacturing jobs and creating that equipment, engineering jobs, developing that shit,
Maintaining it. That's gonna
maintenance
cost.
jobs. Again, even though we were saying like not digging trenches, but if we need to,
Right.
like building those towers. Like, what do we like? Again, there are people who are like talking about, oh no, if we get rid of the pipeline, we ain't got. Would you like to build a ditch? You're about to build it for that pipeline. You can build it for this Ethernet.
Exactly.
Ethernet,
You got
Ethernet,
this.
whatever.
You have the same. You have the same tools.
Yeah, there you go.
And if that cable bursts, there's like the water table doesn't get fucked up.
I mean, but if that cable bursts, and we got different issues to worry about.
But I'm not saying. I'm saying like yeah, different issues. But I'm saying like if that pipe bursts or that cable pipe bursts with the Ethernet, it won't fuck up the water table for the next 20 or 30 years.
Exactly. So yeah, like this is a good first step. Again, it's a thing where I would like to see the data cap school. Would like to see this become a public utility. Right. But yeah, like just like with almost every piece of American infrastructure in 2021, it is woefully insufficient for what we're using it for.
Yes,
and work needs to be done. Like the fact that you've got people always say, well, what about job? Like there are plenty of things to do out there. If you like, I don't understand.
We can make it's literally we can make it work. It's just like we just need time, and we have time. We have the resource. We partially have the resources. I think we have the resources, and we just need people. We just need people to be on the same page as to say, yeah, do that shit. Because I've seen instances where we're all in agreement. We need this. And then seeing other people being like, nah, I don't want that.
No, I want my car to go.
No, you shouldn't have that.
I want my car to go, not necessarily this life-saving equipment to be able to access the things it needs to access.
Right.
But yeah, so I would like to see this go through. I imagine like it will. Yeah. Oh, remember those Crunchyroll passwords you were sharing? Mm-hmm. Netflix said none of that. Not anymore.
I'm gonna tell Netflix. I'm gonna tell Netflix to mind its multi-billion-dollar making business and shut the full fuck up.
Excuse me.
Mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your damn business. Nothing is hurting you by having people do that. People could do that for like forever, and you would still make hand over fist billions of dollars a year. Shut the fuck up and leave people alone.
Right. It's not even really like a security. It's not even like a security breach. They could just be like, "Oh, here's some trusted users. You get 2 trusted users, and then that's it. And you could basically somebody just have access to Netflix."
So okay. I see you, and I like where your head's at. I like where you're going. So for those who can't see this, essentially Netflix asks password borrowers to get their own accounts in a new test. Netflix is testing out a feature to say, hey, if you are not the primary account holder, and I'm pretty sure they're kind of figuring that out based off of IP addresses and like where things are being accessed.
Yeah.
They're telling people who aren't in the home, hey, you may want to not do that.
Right.
So okay, I see what
people are like running out here and trying to like hack things to get. Well, I mean, there might be, but I haven't heard a whole lot of it. Most of these people who have like their passwords and stuff are just like, hey, do you want to watch this show? Cool. I also know that we're in the middle of a Pamela Jones, and you probably don't have access to the amount of money that you want to have to be able to afford an ongoing account with things, especially, and this is especially true in most things with subscription services. Shout out to everybody who has ever borrowed the password for a Crunchyroll account, or who did that for Voodoo when that was a thing, Hulu when that was a thing, and all this other stuff. Like, y'all just leave us the fuck alone.
So again, I see where you're going, and I'm going to have this probably wholly unpopular opinion. I see where y'all coming from. I do think that this is still inherently a security risk. Sure, Netflix is doing it because they want money.
Yes.
I still feel like sharing passwords is inherently a security risk.
Okay, now like the thing is, that's not an unpopular opinion. I'm not gonna disagree.
What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like
stopping
stopping the sharing of passwords because of the security risk.
Right.
I'm all for this. I'm all for Netflix's thing doing this for that reason.
Agreed.
That's why I wanted to hop. That's why I wanted to add on to what Kev was saying about trusted users.
Right.
You could do what Amazon does with Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Family
account. Yeah. So literally any other service has a family plan, to where you can set up trusted users. They can set up their own passwords and watch that way. Netflix already has profiles. Why not have them associated with specific accounts that, all right, they're a part of my family. They can watch with me. Obviously, it's like me. I pay for my Netflix. If I wanted to share my account, I can say, all right, here are these. Like, I'll pay a little bit extra, so I can have multiple accounts, share that with my family. They can watch Netflix on their own.
Right.
And like, they still have their own accounts. They're not messing with my algorithm. I'm not fucking with theirs. It's a whole thing.
Right.
Like, that's where I would see a natural progression of this going, especially in times where, not everybody can afford Netflix. Their prices keep fucking going up. I get that.
Right. They do.
My thing is, like, so many people who are doing this are also the same. I feel like are also the same people. Not 100%. It's not a circle. It's still like a Venn diagram. That there is still some overlap where people who are sharing passwords are also the same people who do not practice very good password security.
They don't.
Or password safety. So you've got someone who's sharing a password, which is probably their bank password and probably their credit card password and their medical system password, their work password.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'd hate that the person who's sharing a Netflix password, they have the same password as whatever they were using to log into the Department of Energy. And they in the fucking hack right now.
Right.
So, like, for a security reason, I get why this is a thing. For them to make more money, no. Let's not do that.
No.
Also, I feel like this may crack down on people who are using VPNs. So
that would suck,
because people are using VPNs to get around their region locked Netflix so they can watch shows in other countries that they don't get access in their home country. I would bet that this would get rid of that too. And also, I don't for the life of me, I do not understand. Like, if we ever get big enough to sell ads for ExpressVPN, that's not the ad I'm going to sell. You can watch Netflix in Germany. Like, why would I tell you that? Why would I say the bad thing out loud? I do not understand podcasters who do that. Because they can hear you, right?
Because it'd be like,
no, like, this is what happens when people do that. They don't understand the concept of the hookup. We leave those people alone. We don't talk about them. Anyway, I'm just out here, and here's the thing: wildly unpopular opinion. Do I don't have those. I don't know what they are. Is sharing the password with other people for any reason a security risk? Always. It's 100% of the time. It always is. The same one way, like putting it in a notepad or any other device, putting it in any of your cloud systems is documentation, and especially store getting clear. We already know those things. That's the thing, right? But we live here in capitalist hell. No matter what happens, it always comes back down to, but how much money am I going to make? Because now those people watch stuff, but they have to pay you to watch it because they can't borrow their friend's password. It's the same thing of being with people who are just like, hey, do you want to hang out or whatever? And it's kind of like, I really don't like you, but you want to know what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is, girl, I can't. You know, like they have this whole like plesiosaurus happening out here. So we can't like be gathering in groups like this. But I mean, it's just me and just you, like at a park, like equally. I don't know. I'm feeling uncomfortable. You know, I'm uncomfortable here. I don't want to cause issues, right? Is the like Pamela Jones real out here? Absolutely, it is. However, that wasn't why I didn't want to go out, because then you're on my Facebook like, I went to a restaurant later that evening. I thought you said you weren't going outside though. Same thing with Netflix. You said that you cared about the security and stuff. Okay, well, cool. But then you were also out your pocket. Like, can we just go ahead and bump that service up to $19.99?
Yeah, they never. Yeah, don't mind. Don't worry. This article never said anything. I added the security aspect to it. Netflix never said that. Netflix never said that. They were all about the coin. That
Netflix said, bro, and this is.
That was me talking about security, not Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix give two shits about that.
Like, I appreciate you for thinking about on the low levels. It is kind of a security risk, but Netflix wanted that money that they were potentially leaving on the table. And also, fuck that noise. Mind your business. Mind your business. If these people, listen, it's the same kind of thing that Twitch tells you with like hey, don't pass your passwords to other people, right? If I decide to put, it's inherently risky, but if that's a risk that I choose, the same way that y'all are willing to have whole stations going, we're lifting all masking restrictions, shut up. Shut up. Let me do what I'm going to do.
Right.
For my first cousin, second cousin, and if and if they get a little bit extra, decide to share that information with other people, I will go and collect them. That's not your job.
That password is going to be very much changed. Oops, I'm changing that password. And who has every right? Me.
And it'd be like, ooh, it was such a shame the way that password just up and changed to an extra 32 letters. And also, while we're here, y'all stop making fucking region locked content. We haven't wanted that since 1992, the first time anime crossed these shores. Leave people alone. Let them watch stuff in Germany and Korean K dramas and everything else, if that's what they want to do.
Right, exactly.
But isn't that the right? But that's not a Netflix thing. That's a rights holder thing, right?
Question mark.
Yeah, that's a rights holder thing. Like whoever made the content can determine where it's being broadcast.
True, but
there
are certain devices that allow for region-free access, so it doesn't matter what. So because like I say, you would just make it. Because I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. Like if that was the case, anime would mostly just be in Japan and be like, well, I don't want it over there. I want it over in America. So
I think it's really stupid for these region locks because you got fans all over the world of these shows.
Right.
I like when Drama Fever got closed down, it was like a subsidiary of Warner Brothers or something. I was upset because I was watching all my Chinese dramas and Korean dramas on there. You know what I'm saying? But then they talk about it's not available in your country anymore. But then I found out it was on Amazon Prime. Anyway, that's beside the point. But I just think it's dumb because you got people that want to watch this stuff all over the world, and yet you can't watch it unless you're actually in that country where it was produced. Well, so I mean.
And I mean, I guess there's something to be said about, I guess, getting into the companies and talking to them a little bit about these things. That might not be on Netflix or the things that are delivering these services and stuff. But it seems really weird to me in a time and place where all of these groups, bands, artists, all these other things are getting international fame on a regular basis because they have pockets of people around the world, thanks to the internet, who can watch them. That they would just go, hey, we got people who want to pay money for services that let them watch our programming. What if we didn't, though?
Yes, that's Hollywood and their international contemporaries not really understanding how the internet works. To be fair, Nintendo is the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing of region locking content, especially on streaming services, isn't necessarily the streaming service's fault. One thing that it's kind of funny, who was one of the podcasts that mentioned, these VPNs for getting access to content outside of the US. The example they use is The Last Dance. In the US, it was only available on ESPN initially. Everywhere else, it was on Netflix, and that's mainly because of the fact that ESPN isn't really available in other countries. That's a US thing.
Which is understandable.
Right, so that's what that is. Like, in these other countries, they may have different distribution rights for the content they produce. Like, there may be a German Hulu and an Italian Netflix.
Right.
And a Portuguese Amazon Prime. I don't know.
Right.
And they may put those that content on those specific platforms. And that's the only place where you can get them.
Right.
And the fact that you can only watch BBC shit on the BBC iPlayer, which for the most part was only available in the UK.
Yeah.
People were VPNing to the UK to watch fucking Doctor Who.
A Pole Dark.
But yeah, I mean, again, I forget, it was in somebody's Discord, somebody had posted a screenshot of one of the YouTube videos they uploaded, and it was blocked in Iran, North Korea, a whole bunch of countries that the US just doesn't do business with. And I only know that list because the company I used to work for also banned us from supporting the software in those countries.
Right.
First day on job said, we don't support these countries. Okay.
All right.
I'd like to go to Cuba one day, but sure. I
Cuba.
guess I won't support Cuba.
Cubanos.
So yeah, I mean, there are laws, there are things in place that are keeping these companies from being able to share the content with everybody. I mean, it was only recently that video games became unregion locked.
Yep.
I think that happened with the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Region free.
I remember that was a selling point. It was a selling point, about the mid aughts, where you heard games were region free.
Region free.
You
can whatever game you want to pop into this, it'll work.
I'm gonna put my PSP disc in there. Hold on one second.
I mean, you can try.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we meant.
You say any game? I'm just kidding.
But back to the Netflix thing, and the password sharing. Apparently, there's a screen that's popping up that says, hey, start your Netflix account. Gives you an option to join, and then gives you a second factor to use to authenticate the account to make sure you are the owner of that account. So you authenticate.
Not you, because we're out here black as hell. You know what's gonna happen, right? We're gonna end up changing our security passwords to what was grandma's maiden name.
Well,
now her whole name was Ida Mae Johnson Parrish, right? That's Parrish with 2 R's. Ida Mae Johnson Parrish. We're about to have that whole thing happening right out here, okay?
Well, it's the email or text code thing.
Girl, what's the password on your phone? I'm only telling you this every black person is about to own an iPhone, so that if the messaging feature ever gets cut off, they can still send these passwords. Girl, what's your password? I'll tell you what. I'll let you borrow my Netflix account this month if you lend me $20, because I need to get this phone turned back on. I hate y'all. I hate this so much.
Not bribery.
Yeah, I'll give you this code for some Apple Cash. So yeah. Netflix wants money, but again, I still say let's not share passwords. I don't know, or create a shared password that isn't any of your other ones. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm not saying the bad thing out loud. Don't do that. Don't definitely create a shared password that you can share with other people that aren't any of your other account passwords. Don't ever do that. Don't do it.
Just not advised.
It's not advised at all. It's a bad security practice to create a Netflix account with a shared email and password to share with all your friends. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, you absolutely should not already probably have one of these because it's the same email address that you use for like receiving spam and other nonsense from companies you don't want. We certainly don't have any of those, and we would not recommend it.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Don't do it at all.
Don't do that.
No.
Nope.
Oh. While we're out here, there was a thing that you said about T-Mobile earlier that I wanted to circle back to.
Go on.
Don't you know that would be right about a year to almost to the day since they said we could just let y'all have free service real quick for a few months while we're in the middle of trying to get through this Paula Patton thick.
Was this before they acquired Sprint?
Oh, that's a good one.
Wait, what are you asking?
Because if it was after they acquired Sprint, I got some beef.
No, well, I think all companies at that point were giving free data for a while. This was before the Sprint acquisition.
Spectrum didn't do that for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, we're not talking about internet provider.
No. Spectrum has
Mobile.
Yeah, Spectrum has Spectrum has an MVNO. Yes, Spectrum has an MVNO with Sprint.
Hold on.
Father God.
Oh God. Like, how did you quote me? How did you know that was all I was going to say? Oh God, you don't have.
I seen the Holy Ghost, so I knew it was coming.
You already see what happens to people in various situations who have Spectrum for internet service. You decided you wanted to give them your phone service too. You don't want to have access to anything, do you?
You don't
listen.
You don't want good for yourself.
That $45 a month was looking real nice.
It also looks real nice for Metro PCS. Why would you do this?
Google Fi,
Straight Talk, anything.
You look. You can put iPhones in Google Fi now.
Cricket, whatever you got. Boost.
I mean, it was like a package with my internet service when I had Spectrum for my internet service, but I don't have because I'm not in my own apartment anymore. So it's like, you know.
And yet.
I'm just saying, you know, if they were doing that free data thing before I switched from Sprint.
So, I don't think that extended out to MVNOs. So, yeah, I don't think Google Fi users benefited from it. I don't think Spectrum, Cricket, Straight Talk, any of them benefited unless those companies said, all right, we're doing it too. This was mainly the big four at the time that was doing it.
Yeah, Sprint and Jip me, man. That's why I left Sprint. Sprint sucks. That's why they got bought out. Whatever. I'm sorry. Just a little salty.
Somebody
something. What's up, Morton? You're over here looking like the Morton mascot. How's it going?
Ain't she blue too?
Dabu dee dabu die.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to the gaming section. Hey, remember when that developer, those developers said that, hey, our game about a very deadly battle in Iraq was totally not political?
This man.
I love it how the show has really just become, hey, remember when?
Didn't I tell you?
Week on.
I'd say. Remember when fuckery happened? Well,
just change the name of the show to Remember When.
Remember when.
Come on, low note.
with the deepness.
So, but like, okay, yo, listen. Before we get into, I'm not gonna get my fan for this, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm irritated. I'm just so irritated today because it is forever and always and beyond the Black people in every single one of your circles who are just like, Sis, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's an issue, bruh. If I were you, I would go ahead and cancel my whole subscription to that. That's some nonsense. That over there is some bullshit. This over here is some bullshit. You mean this? But isn't that from these people and them? And we already know that they're trash. Why would you be doing this? You know, like it's always
reminding.
Always like so far in advance that we are just like, yo, this is not it for so many reasons. And then it's kind of like, so today we heard that it was very harmful for us to do whatever it is that we were doing, and we deeply apologize. In addition, we should have listened to. Yes, you should have.
Yep.
Yes, you should have. But since you didn't,
every day,
run us these consulting fees. I'm tired of having to do this work for y'all for free to figure it out later because you were reading about my internet outrage. Exactly. Run me my $250 an hour for consulting fees with a minimum of 8 hours. Thank you.
I'm really surprised. Like, Twisted is not like Olivia Pope at this moment. Like, cause she be dropping like some major facts for free, for free, and yet nobody is accepted to that. You know, like they don't seem to retain that. They're like a sieve. They don't hold anything. It's just like it just all the good advice just trickles out, and then when it's empty, it's just like, yeah, we made a mistake, but they're like, you know, once again, like a leaky bucket, it just drains all out. So the absolute, but that really always gets me when they make games political, but they're not political. And I think back to freaking Division, where it's like all political. This is everything is political. This, political that, political everything. And I'm like, we're in Washington D.C. Political. We our base of operations. It's the White House. Political. We just freed the Lincoln Memorial. Political. I had a fight in Congress. Political.
Good versus evil in general. Political. And also, while we're over here, because y'all made it that way.
You made the game. You made it that way. And when somebody says it's political, instead of it being like, yeah, there's some political tones, but I think we could, like even own up to the political tones and be like, well, yeah, there's some political tones there, but we wanted to just really want to tell a good story and about conflict in the Middle East and blah 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 and whatever. Yes, there's political tones in it, but we want our story to come out of that. Sure, whatever. Still call BS on that, but all right, fine. But it makes more sense. Call BS, but still makes sense to say like, oh, there's no politicalness in it. I'm sorry, what now? I'm sorry, who? There's no political in it? Huh. No, I still call bullshit on that. But okay.
For those who may not know, we are talking about 6 Days in Fallujah. Hold on,
I need hot mess. I'll be right back.
Yeah, the publisher came out and said that we understand the events created in 6 Days of Fallujah are inseparable from politics, and goes to list how the game gives voices to a variety of perspectives. But yeah, dude was fighting tooth and nail. But it's not political. Can't be.
It's not political.
We can't tell a story without it being political.
There's a whole war. Bro.
A whole war. Because some games that are not even political are political. Like Destiny is political. Destiny 2. Destiny games. Political.
Things
like
are inherently political by nature.
By nature. So I can't, like Monster Hunter, political.
Any struggle for power, political.
Political. Every Final Fantasy game, political.
Like it's one of those things that's always somewhat political, but especially when you have like real world people, and one of those people in the real world still is dealing with war and oppression. Like, y'all, stop.
Agreed.
Please
Agreed.
Stop. y'all don't have the melanin or moisturization required to tell these stories, so stop telling them.
Agreed. Stop selling stories you don't own.
Whew, that's a word.
That.
Like, you know.
See, this is the bad side of, hey, can I borrow your Netflix password? Oh, okay. Well, you got like 6 characters of the password, so you thought you had permission to share this with your friends. No, you don't.
Right. Hot mess.
In news that should surprise no one, Microsoft confirms some Bethesda games will be full Xbox and PC exclusive.
I was like, how is this good? I'm like, I know the new games. I know not the old games, but I know the new game. I knew the new games. Some of the new games are gonna be like, yeah, the new games gonna be on console. Gonna be surprisingly left out, and somebody's gonna have to figure out how to make their own Elder Scrolls. Somebody's gonna be like, how do we make our own Elder Scrolls again? Yep, that.
Oh, and
how do we make our own Fallout?
And apparently, I had another article that I didn't realize, was a component piece to this. But there was a live stream today with some Xbox and Bethesda folks, where again, this is actually the not surprising news. Xbox boss says he acquired Bethesda to deliver Game Pass exclusives. Like, no shit.
Mm-hmm. All
No,
games.
You didn't just do that. That's why you did it, man. You had me out here guessing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say.
We were literally like not even shocked about that. I was like, soon as Microsoft said we're buying Bethesda, I'm like,
okay,
yeah, a lot of them games
are better.
That Game Pass is good. Ooh, the value of Game Pass is great. So, but
of course they went on to say that they could not confirm any of this until the deal was done, which had actually been completed earlier in the week.
Oh, they didn't have to confirm it. We confirmed it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, we could say it, but they legally couldn't.
Makes sense. People were saying it. It was just a matter of, I know y'all can't say it, but let me say it for it. This all coming on Game Pass.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of whenever you feel comfortable to drop this. And I'm gonna be ready because I think I might try and take a crack at Skyrim. As if price was my only barrier to Skyrim. Skyrim. Yeah. I'm fucking up.
Let's see here. Quote. So this is Xbox Phil Spencer. Quote, there are contractual obligations that we're going to see through as we always do. We have games that exist on other platforms and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. End quote. But he also left the door open for possibility that some new unannounced games may still launch on PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch. Quote, even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on other platforms that will go do. End quote. So of course, like he's talking about, like Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, that have been announced for a PS5.
Yes.
But essentially saying, hey, there might be other games that'll come out. Or the fact that, Skyrim is on the Switch and on PS4, PS5, so they're still going to support those games. Fallout isn't on the Switch, is it? I don't think so.
No, Fallout's down.
But that's on PlayStation.
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds.
Yes, Outer Worlds. Fallout 76 is on PlayStation. So they're saying, like, whatever games we have out there that we need to support on those other platforms, we'll do it. Of course, we have 2 games in development that are coming out on other platforms. We're going to finish those. And there's a possibility in the future that we might put out games on other platforms as well in the future. Which may mean that Elder Scrolls might still come to PlayStation. The new Fallout might come to PlayStation. Might. Doubt it.
Doubtful.
It's very doubtful. But again, in a world where we're seeing MLB The Show show up on Xbox. The fact that, granted, like there were some people saying, like, don't point at Minecraft as the reason why you'll see Bethesda games on PlayStation. I still, I don't see why not. I mean, it's still a thing that can happen, but it's still a thing of like, don't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
But just, it would be a nice little happy surprise if they did. And that leads me to jump up a little bit further. Of course, we got a deal of the week. 20 Bethesda games will be available on Xbox Game Pass, including Oblivion, Morrowind, Evil Within, Prey, and more tomorrow, Friday, March 12th. 20 games are just dropping.
Yep.
And I mean, like, and that's one thing to see like 20 games drop on Game Pass. But you're talking about Dishonored 2, Doom, 1993 Doom.
All the Dooms.
Doom 2.
Yep.
Doom 3. Doom 64. Doom Eternal. Wait, that already came out, right? That's already on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's already on Game Pass.
So I wonder why Doom, like they mentioned Doom 3, but not like 2016 Doom in that case.
Now that's weird.
So yeah, I don't know why Doom Eternal is on this list. Maybe it's not somewhere. I don't know. Anywho. But yeah, I think 2016 Doom is already available too. Elder Scrolls 3.
Yep, Morrowind.
Oblivion.
Yep.
Of course, Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Online. Evil Within. Fallout 4. Fallout 76. Fallout New Vegas. Prey. Rage 2, which is already available. That was an Epic game. Rage 2 was an Epic game.
Some of them are out already. I'm looking at my Xbox and I'm seeing them out. I'm seeing them here. I'm like, some of them are out. I don't think all of them are out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the listing is here. Anywho, Wolfenstein: The New Order, Wolfenstein: the Old Blood, and Wolfenstein: Youngblood. So, 20 games on Game Pass dropping tomorrow. Don't ever say you ain't got games to play. Get Game Pass. Was it $15 a month?
Yeah.
$15 a month and you got access to 20 games off the rip.
Yep.
That come out tomorrow if they're not already out. On top of the hundreds that are already there. And again, Xbox ain't paying nobody to say that shit. They don't even have to.
They really don't.
They don't have to.
They truly do not.
See, it's awesome to be a content creator and a streamer with Game Pass because all you just have to do is just have your ability to stream it and then just pay X amount of money a month and then you just have access to games.
Exactly.
Like you can just stream whatever the fuck you want. Like chill games, indie stuff, just assist to it.
Or,
like that's how I played.
Or if you're a casual gamer, you got a phone out because again they now have it working in a browser on iOS. There's an app on Android. Fucking stream that shit. Like it's crazy. Microsoft's doing things right, and I love it. You love to see them come out of that Don Matrick era, and just kicking ass and taking names.
Don Matrick.
Some say he was the catalyst for all of this.
He fucked it up so that they could do better. He tripped so they can run.
I'm not sure if this is one of the this is one of the testaments of the show, but I am a firm believer as a person who collects a whole bunch of data.
Yes.
Back your shit up. Back it up.
Oh yeah.
Back it up.
Back it up.
So that way things like fires do not destroy your data. Unfortunately for Facepunch Studios, the developers of Rust, a data center in, I believe it was France, or I want to say it was France, somewhere in the EU. Yes, France. Yeah, in Strasbourg, France, went up in flames. all of Rust servers were destroyed, and they have lost data on those machines.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Anka's sounds like sabotage.
Sabotage. Sounds like subterfuge.
So essentially, I mean, again, like with Rust being that always on, it's like Eve, but not really Eve. So somebody woke up, was like, well, we can't get to this settlement while they're asleep, so we're gonna set the whole server on fire. Oh, you good?
Right.
So yeah, a big fire broke out in France. I want to say it was last night or night before, because this is started from Wednesday. The night before, all of the data on those servers are gone. So there's for several Rust players, their progress for the past few days have been wiped out completely. MechWarrior Online, however, also had servers in that data center, but all of their data was backed up. Nobody lost any data there.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
imagine not following the advice of this show and doing several backups.
like I thought it was funny too, because I'm having some issues with my Mac, and they were telling me, yeah, so you may have to do a reinstall. Have you backed up your data? Of course I backed up my data. You think I'm crazy? What if this Mac catches on fire? You saw what happened in France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Data Center Dynamics reports more than 100 firefighters were called to the scene with 44 fire engines. It took 6 hours to put out the fire. Luckily, no one was harmed in the incident. So, but all that data. In problematic influencer news, Myers Leonard of the Miami Heat has been dropped by said basketball team, and sponsors also dropped him for using an anti-Semitic slur in a Call of Duty stream.
Yep. Fucked his bag up.
So footage of NBA player and Twitch streamer Myers Leonard using an anti-Semitic slur while streaming Call of Duty went viral recently, prompting him to apologize. Since then, his team, the Miami Heat, has issued a statement saying that he's off the team indefinitely. Let's see. NBA spokesman Mike Bass said, "We just became aware of the video and are in the process of gathering more information. NBA unequivocally condemns all forms of hate speech." Meanwhile, Leonard has also been dropped by several of his channel sponsors, with Astro Gaming, as well as Origin PC and Scuff Gaming, both owned by Corsair, all announcing the end of their working relationships with him. Esports organization FaZe Clan has also distanced itself from Leonard, writing on Twitter that we were incredibly disappointed to hear Myers stream today. FaZe does not tolerate hate speech or discriminatory language of any kind. While Myers is not a member of FaZe, we are cutting ties with him. But part of me almost feels like, especially with FaZe Clan, they're just gonna, forget about that, and maybe a couple months, it's he's back, he's good, he's rehabilitated, rehabilitated.
Hold on, did you say Origin PC?
I did say Origin PC.
Hold up. Oh, I know it's not them. Oh, no. Not this.
Uh-oh. We've got some field reporting.
Child, let me look up this. Let me look this up before I say what I need to say.
Oh, boy. Mother Nature out here burning down servers and fucking with the goat. How dare. Exactly. We will not stand for this.
Wait, what's happening?
Well, between the fire and Anka's allergies.
Oof. You right, though?
I have myself muted because, well, I sound nasal right now, but I am like declining.
No, you good.
Oh man, yay spring! Woo!
Hang in there.
Also, I want to point out from earlier when we were talking about the Netflix stuff, Anka's shared password is share this with anyone else, and that's it.
Child, let me go ahead and set this aside and look this up real quick and make sure that I saw what I think I saw for a second.
All right, while Sin is looking that up, yeah.
But we're gonna have some hurt feelings real quick.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let y'all know that.
Man, remember when the pandemic started and people couldn't tell whether or not they had COVID or it was allergies? That was the worst. But yeah, so Myers Leonard no longer with the Heat, no longer with Origin PC, no longer with Scuff, no longer with Astro Gaming, just gone. In more problematic gaming news, Capcom reportedly forced staff to work on site despite Japan's COVID-19 emergency. Just when Capcom was doing so great, they had their hack. It was worse than ever. And then on top of that, because of the hack, they were forcing people to come in. Let's see, speaking of Japanese outlet Business Journal. Wait, they've got a business journal too? I know US has a business journal. No, ours is Business Insider. Sorry.
Right.
A Capcom whistleblower said that employees were forced to come to work even as the government declared a state of emergency in parts of the country, including Osaka. According to a leaked internal email, it appears Capcom was so spooked by last year's ransomware attack that it has decided to cut off remote work.
Okay, so I thought this was Origin PC. There's only one thing that I know Origin PC for. You want to know what the one thing is that I know Origin PC for?
Is it the big old PC with all the consoles in it?
No.
Oh.
For in the middle of quite a bit of rumble and royal, ROIL, by the way, from the community on the topic of problematic creators who use slurs and things. Didn't they slide PewDiePie like a whole computer?
I mean, they slide a whole bunch of people's computers. I don't follow them I don't follow them at all, so.
Oh, I don't follow them at all. I just happened to see that particular thing, and the only reason why I wanted to point this out, especially in relationship to this article, is wait a minute.
Yeah, because he's been known to do that shit too.
Have we since developed feelings for people who say anti-Semitic things? Because, I mean...
Wasn't that a whole thing that was happening on people's Twitter over the past couple of days? I've been seeing rumblings of this, and it's at a point where either I don't know if I should be following people who are talking about this or not. I'm missing whole internet conversations that I will see people talk about on other Discord servers.
It's keeping your skin refreshed and free of keloids.
That's what I'm looking at. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what? It's out of my radar. I would like to be informed, and I guess that's why I'm in these servers. I'm informed that it's happening, but I'm not experiencing it firsthand. You know what? I'm good.
Right.
That's what you have me and Kevin and Anka for.
Mm-hmm.
We suffer so that you do not have to.
Right.
Thank you for allowing me to keep my perfectly insulated bubble.
Yeah, that most of the time I'm I just like to know, so that way I know, so that way I don't have any major faux pas when it comes to Twitch beef or Twitter stuff, because again I don't be knowing, because I be minding my business for the most part, but I just like to know, so that way if I'm hey, let me bring up instances where of this particular person, so I don't that way I'll be let me not mention that particular person around this particular person, and then kind of go a wide berth in go wide around another person. But most of the time I've been very clear about the ones that I'm this person can go, that person can go, this person can go, and that person can go. But the majority of said mess, I pretty much cut them off years and years into this great thing. God bless you, Anka. So yeah, that's mainly my thing. I'm just Well, if you're talking about a particular person that I don't fuck with, I don't care because I've already blocked them and that thing, and we just don't talk about that person because if you talk about that person, it gives them power, like Queen Mab. So you have to like let people go that are problematic, and you just say like let them be who they are away from us.
So I guess
But
I guess this would be like I'm like going back to the whole opt in versus opt out. I'm an opt in person, so it's like
right,
if I don't even know who you are, I do not care.
right, like
So I think that's like my whole thing. Like I don't know who the problematic person is you're talking about. I guess I will continue to not care.
yeah,
As long as they're over there and they're not interfering with me at all, you be a hot mess over there. Don't bother
right.
me.
Just tell me who I need to block. That's all I need to know. Who I need to block, and who I need to block and who I need to add on my problematic list. That's it.
I was passively ignoring them. Now I'm actively doing it.
Right, because I need to know and warn people of actions because receipts, because they are bad dudes and bad people. Not saying not dudes, but bad people on in these social spaces that need to be kept out of particular social spaces and just kept away from me for the most part.
Like it's very rare that I've had to opt out of people.
Right.
Like it's a very small list, and I guess I'm very fortunate to be one of those people. It's like, oh you okay? Well, I don't have to do this very often because you've been vetted by other people have been vetted, but you turn back. Okay, all right, so let's fire you. All right, hopefully I don't have to do that for another 6 months because nobody else is here.
Right.
All the people I know are properly social distanced because I don't know a lot of people.
Right. I'm basically just like in a finite amount of communities, and I ain't trying to get into any other big thing. Plus, I've known one person across a myriad of other communities and Twitch channels to the point where we just kind of like we just pretty much every time we see each other be like, you Kev, and it's like that's it. And so
yeah, you get burned by one big group, you tend to be a little bit hesitant.
True. That's why I be in like all little small groups and be like, hey, I be basically at everybody's Thanksgiving and be like, I'm at your Thanksgiving, I'm at your Christmas, I'm at your Easter brunch, like like Kevin be everywhere, and I'm like, I know, because people invite me, and I be happy to go because I want because I be happy to be there. I'm everywhere, so.
Yeah. So, Capcom
do better, because really, Capcom has been doing so good the last like 2 years.
It's just that hack fucked them up.
This hack really threw a spoon in the works, man. I'm telling you, like with the RE remakes and Monster Hunter World slapping, and now a new Monster Hunter coming out, like Capcom's been doing pretty good. So, and then Capcom, it's just the hack made Capcom be Capcom, and they had to reach into the old bag, and so. But yeah, Capcom do better.
All right, streaming news. Apparently, there's going to be an update to the Twitch API that may reveal.
Oh my God in heaven!
That may reveal a brand safety score for streamers.
No. What's my dude from The Office? What was this?
Michael Scott?
Michael Scott. No, God, please, no.
Scott. Why does
no?
That doesn't sound like a name. That doesn't sound like a very friendly name.
No. It's like, I hate that.
Oh my
Father God.
my God. First thing, this is what happened that started the adpocalypse on YouTube. It was a similar process to this.
It was.
I just want to refresh everyone's history on that shit right there.
Mhm.
But also, hi. So, for those of y'all who don't know me on this podcast and may be listening for the first time or watching for the first time, my name is Santiac. I am your resident on the team, although there may be others here. I'm going to speak for me. Off the team, I am the very black, very cis, very LGBTQ person who is bi and ace in particular. And almost every single time Twitch implements a feature like this, it ends up harming me every time. Every time. I would like to repeat every single time marginalized people get shafted whenever they make a policy of any kind. Let's review. They decided to go ahead and ban the word incel for things where people on a platform where people regularly have discussions about the kind of awful shit that people do and how we want to prevent those in communities. They said that this was a bad thing to do. Most recently, they said the G in LGBT is for gamer. That was a whole thing. Remember when they had like a whole Black
Ooh, that was a
History,
hot
like a
mess. I
whole
remember that. I
Oh,
remember
right.
scene for
that.
That's
Black
right.
Ooh, that was a hot mess.
right? Go like no, like okay.
Ooh.
See, let's get into it. Remember
Ooh.
when we were just kind of like talking about the experience of marginalized creators on the platform, and they decided to have a whole bunch of big name, not black people at all, talk about this, except for the one black person who was not talking in the middle of that video reel. Do you remember that? Do you
Yeah.
remember like not
Yeah.
even a week or two ago where they decided that what they were going to do was auto mob the word queer for people who were talking about their own culture and still refused to give LGBTQIA people their trans tag that they were asking for so they could find others like themselves. And in the meanwhile, we're also like, let's just go ahead and not give you a tag that you asked for and take away a word that you use for it that identifies you. So, with all of that in mind, you have decided to implement a system. Can we talk about the fact that y'all have sex workers on this platform? Can we talk about the fact that you have other marginalized people who talk about their experiences regularly on this platform? In both like just real talk TM and then otherwise in a positive fashion. And the way that y'all ban terms arbitrarily without thinking about the communities they're attached to and how they speak about and identify and group around and find themselves, y'all are gonna end up banning about half your damn platform for a safety rating. Y'all have made the world that I live in such a way that me talking about what my everyday life is like is not safe for a brand. The fuck do you mean a brand safety score? I hate y'all.
Agreed.
Y'all put so much effort into being consistently disappointing as a platform. How
Mhm.
the fuck? It is so much effort. Y'all could have, if you put the level of effort you made in disappointing me on a daily basis, damn near, into
Mhm.
anything else, you would be an Olympian at it by now. Weightlifting, ballroom dancing, ballet, the trapeze, like rings, the balance beam, literally anything.
Mhm.
And maybe if you would talk to even one person before implementing these features that comes from the communities that you quote unquote are trying to protect, maybe we'd be getting somewhere with this. But you know what? No, that's not what we decided to do. And I would like to understand why.
Mhm. Agreed.
I hate it here. What's a brand safety score? Can I remind y'all that in the same time that they introduced this whole brand safety score nonsense, they also had a reason for you to unsubscribe to a person when they didn't shout me out when I decided to give them a sub? The fuck is this?
Mhm. Unban requests. Why would I want to unban them? Like, if I banned you, why would I want you back?
I'm also to call. I need you to not call me out like this, okay? Thanks.
Like that's basically it. Why would I give you like what would have possessed me to ban you, and then for you to be able to be like, hey, let me go ahead and like appeal my banning appeal to you. Actually, when I called you the N word and a whole bunch of other derogatory slurs, I was actually not feeling good that day, and I was having low blood sugar. So my bad. Can we not? And I'm thinking like you should have just ate you a Snickers, and so you could just eat you this Snickers and still stay banned. Because if this is how you act with low blood sugar, then I'm gonna need you to eat a Snickers because you're not you when you're hungry. Now stay banned, my guy.
And while you're here on that note,
Mm-hmm.
for some of these things, to call a long time ago in a story far, far away, that at some point we might need to have like a whole Oprah style thing to settle on.
Mm-hmm.
Linux here in particular tried to do the thing that you were describing and received absolutely zero material support for this, and therefore it did not take. That is what happened.
Also, speaking on that too,
I was just kind
um,
of like, I don't know if you have time for that because you might want to go to bed at some point today.
so I mean, speaking on that too, I saw somebody tweeted, like I think it was late last night. I can't remember. Um, Sometimes I've been up late, sometimes I've not because my hip has been like fucking killing me. Um, it was one night I was up and somebody had posted some shit that was going on with YouTube, and they were like, "I'm so tired of this platform," and I was like, "Man," it's like, and I think someone else came and said, it's only like we should really create our own." I said, wait a second. About a year ago, maybe even two, depending on when I did this for the cookout, I created a whole ass platform.
You did.
I've done this multiple times for
Hold on
shits
for a
and
moment.
giggles.
Not just the platform. You need to go ahead and give people your full resume, please. You created a whole platform. You created a forum and you created a web hosting service so that people
Yeah.
can go ahead and get their platforms up and their web presence without having to depend on platforms like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, who may or may not decide to just up and have their data taken off for whatever reason at any point in time. That was a whole thing he did.
He did that.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. If we want to put a whole resume out here, let's look
I
at.
mean, well, no, put the whole resume out
Yeah.
here. We
All
need
right.
to go
So
ahead and let y'all
let's
know.
let's look at the cookout. Let's look at the cookout for one. Move the whole web hosting platform. Set up shared password their shared password system because boy they were storing passwords on fucking Google Docs for some dumb reason.
Oh
Um,
hell no.
You know exactly why they did it. Don't attack these people like that.
Set up forum access so that we can have long-term storage for anything that we were talking about, that we can share ideas and be able to provide some type of technical support for people. Let's see, created a video hosting service so that we can kind of put our podcast up. Let's see, what else did I do? I'm trying to remember because okay, yeah, that's for the cookout. For me personally, I've got multiple websites. I'm hosting multiple customer websites. I actually do email hosting. At one point, I did create a live streaming site that worked very well considering the hardware that was being used, with it all being virtual. I've created RTMP servers that allow me to reproduce what you can do on Restream for free and send it anywhere. Before that, I've actually created, I've stood up Mastodon instances. I've looked at, other type of open source projects that allow you to, be able to move your shit from all these big corporations and can show you how to do it. If not, pay me a little bit, you can do it yourself. And I don't care what you do. I mean, as long as it won't problematic, I don't give a shit what you did on those platforms. I don't know what Anka does. I hope it's not problematic. I don't know what Telia does on hers, but I hope it's not problematic.
I don't know. Anka's kind of problematic in general with all this Xbox nonsense and shenanigans.
I mean, it's stealing webcams in a blue light. And she's being awfully quiet over there.
It's the way that she made sure that that bill covered her eyes. And she just kind of like casually glances off camera.
I mean, she realizing.
I mean, this is all like this.
Oh,
is
not
like,
not Xbox like, Master Race in the chat now. Come on now.
Not the way that Anka just looking at the screen, looking like a whole like '90s R&B album about a breakup.
Sure enough, I'm getting pure D Monica vibes for a second. I was like, okay.
But yeah, like I've been doing this for shit. It'll actually be 10 years next year. All because I had a Linux laptop in my house and wanted to access it from my job one day. I bought majorshouse.com, and like the rest of that was fucking history at that point. Like yeah, I've been doing this shit for a while, so it really missed me. Like actually, Tycho, he's the one who actually provided me with some of these ideas. So it's not like he's thinking about this out of the blue. Like we've actually talked about this several times before. But what really gets me is like I see so many people, especially like when big things happen on these platforms, they're like, man, I need to get off of this platform. If only somebody would do it. Like, I've done that several fucking times. Say, hey, look at me. Check this out. Like, this shit costs money, but here it is. I did it for free so that people could kind of check this out, run it to the ground so we can see what we need to do to fix it, how much it'll cost, and try to get support for it. But nobody comes out, and it's like it's fucking exhausting to do that shit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not anybody here, but it's a thing of like, yeah, keep talking about, man, we need our own thing. Okay, I built it. Where were you?
I built that with my own two hands. Where you been?
And we'll fucking do it. And we'll fucking do it again. It's like, because it's fun for me. It's a labor of love, but it's something that it's also something I enjoy doing. But also, it still needs that support. Like I need those eyes that support. I need people helping me build this shit, whether it's using it or actually building. But yeah. Again, like, put that shit out in the ether. I've done that. I've done that, and nobody listens. So I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to talk about that on that. I can just keep speaking on it. But yeah. Also with this though, with the Twitch API, not only is there going to be a brand safety score, but it'll also let people know why a certain streamer was banned.
So, dude, does that mean we're going to, for like those who care, unravel the mystery of Dr. Disrespect?
That is exactly the point.
So this right here is essentially Carfax.
You know what? Call it streamer facts.
Mm-hmm. Man, I would like to do a collaboration with you, but let me check the stream facts.
Hold on. Let me see. Streamfacts.com.
Be like,
Nope, that's it's for sale.
I gave you $1 million ID.
Let me see.
We'll be deleting this VOD after this podcast.
I mean, if I buy it right now, there ain't no need to. Ooh, no, not for that. Not for $2,000.
Well, they could have it.
Yeah, they could have that.
No, no. We can go ahead and put that together for $2,000. We could probably make $2 million off of it because Twitch will just be like, listen, we better be like Vanilla Ice and flip that house.
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah, maybe we'll look into it. Maybe there's a variation of stream facts or streamer facts that we could pick up. But yeah, $2,000 from GoDaddy. Nah, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. Nobody got like that.
Maybe because I said it on this podcast, I can sit there and sue somebody if they try to copyright it. So look, I said it first. It's prior art. I said it here.
Mm-hmm.
Stream facts.
Show me the stream facts. Like, let me see how problematic you really are. No. How many channels you been banned from? More than one? Ooh, that's a lot.
And I know enough of the Twitch API where I could probably code something rudimentary out of this.
Like I'm sitting here looking at all this other stuff, especially when it comes to like this combination of ratings and all this stuff in the API. can we just talk about how, but they still can't seem to do anything with stopping people from hate reading and hate brigading and other things like that. And I'm like, I want to know how this is going to do this because people have taken whole reporting functions and reported people that they don't like on the platform because they're loud about issues in a way that makes them uncomfortable when it comes to like treating marginalized people well and everything else. And it's kind of like, what are y'all doing here? Y'all never.
I wonder. I wonder
Maybe it's
if they're
because
like.
it's my black ass. But like for real, y'all never think about how to do things that prevent the bad guys from manipulating your systems and wrecking shit. You never do. Why? Y'all act like they're not there. They're right there in front of you. We point them out monthly, weekly, by the hour, even in most cases.
Big talk.
So part of me wonders too. Like, one, it would require the staff to accurately set these scores, but I'm wondering if I wonder if it becomes a setting for your channel. Say, all right, raids of a certain score or of a certain criteria based off of whatever's coming in these new API changes can raid.
Oh, can we also talk about, while we're over here, right?
Uh-huh.
Transparency report. Didn't they just run a whole thing with a whole bunch of numbers and data that made no damn sense whatsoever? Because it's one of those things where, and this is why I bring this up. Why do y'all keep pointing out that you're going to implement these features, but you're never transparent about what their intentions are for, how they're supposed to work? Why do y'all keep doing this? Why
That
do you
part.
keep doing this and then getting mad that we treat trust and safety like a meme in this house? It's just not difficult, but y'all keep doing the most when it comes to not doing the right thing. Why? I would like to understand. I would like to grasp. I would like to get, like, someone send me a diagram. Explain this to me like I'm 5.
Facts.
Bias will take out here, so they're just bragging now. I see you out here. So yeah, these are the possible changes that are coming to Twitch API. I mean, good news for some, bad news for a lot of other people. So, maybe we can't get to the bottom of that Dr. Disrespect ban though. I'd be lying if I was not. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious.
A little bit. I'd like to know.
I'd like to know, but I want someone else to do that homework.
Also,
Yeah, I don't think
I wonder if they would show it if he's not on the platform. Also, I think I saw somebody else say too that they should take that data and share it with other people, especially
Agreed.
for the more problematic people. Like, because if they're doing like not necessarily ban avoidance, but say, hey, I got kicked off of Twitch, I'm gonna go to YouTube. Maybe let YouTube know, hey, this is what they did over here. You sure you want that?
Agreed. Because there was a particular person that was very vocal on the night of a downfall, and it was like found out that particular person was a big problematic person to themselves, and then that person has been in varying degrees of rebranding themselves, and the community has said no, we're good. It's like no, we're good. But I've been very I've been keeping an eye on that person, and basically letting my people know we're not we no, I don't trust it. So I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know after the podcast of who that person is.
Can I share that? Okay. So saying you asked for a diagram. Oh wow, that is not big at all. Hold on, let me see if I can. Saying you asked for a diagram. Uh, Twitch didn't make it, but the GOAT, Hideo Sanaka, provided us with a nice still diagram.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh no.
I like
Okay.
that.
So
I was like,
Here's your diagram from Twitch.
mm-hmm.
please make sure the audience can see that because
Oh,
that's
don't worry, it's
glorious.
up. It's up. I made sure.
Oh, it's there.
Oh, it's there.
The people see it. The people see it.
Twitch, make it make
People,
sense.
they like Anka, I'm gonna need you to post that on all of your social media so I can retweet that.
I will go and actually like remake that. Like you know something. I think it has to be lo-fi for it to be like in the best possible light. It has to be.
Yeah,
Never
lo-fi,
mind.
lo-fi chill songs to
I say
study
still
and
make it big, like 1080p big, but just blown up from this resolution it is. Because I had to definitely hit the control plus on this mug. I was like, why is it so small? How is it Anka makes this image that is so small, but that picture she sent me the other day, like I could see individual strands of hair.
that was taken from a DSLR, and those pictures are huge. I mean,
Yeah.
bigger than 4K.
Oh, don't worry, I know. Anka took some pictures for her studio. It was like, why are none of these images loading? Is it? Well, what was there? Oh, it says I can't upload things over 16 megabytes. What are you uploading? Oh, I'm uploading photos, ma'am.
Yes.
Had to go in. Oh yeah, things that I do. Like again, managed servers. I had to update her PHP.ini file so I could get it like the double the space so she could upload that shit.
It's almost like you have to upload it to Twitter and then download it back from Twitter to get it.
Like she at least had the common courtesy to hit me up and say, I'm about to upload a shit ton of pictures. The CPU usage might go up. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Oh no, I mean, the usage didn't go up, but I definitely underestimated the size of the photos she was trying to upload. So, okay, yeah, those are pretty big, pretty big photos it got there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure why she uploaded raw, but you know, hey. I love how she's arguing with me, but can't look.
It's like you're arguing, but I know what you're saying. Like,
oh, they were PNGs. PNGs aren't
PNGs.
still that big though.
Yeah, wish they were PNGs. Bad boys.
Bitmaps.
Them bad were extra thick JPEGs.
Bitmaps.
They were some thick boy JPEGs. They were some chongas. They were CPEG chongas.
In hardware software update news, NVIDIA releases the GPU hotfix to address screen flickering and Fortnite stuttering. Anka, did this fix your screen issues, or did you fix those separately? As we wait. Oh, just rolled it back. You gave up.
Dang. You hate to see it.
Still flickering. That's a bummer.
Ooh,
that is a bummer.
That is a bummer. I think that's. I got a feeling that's hardware.
I would say try this update.
Yeah, try the update. Try the update and see if that works.
Did it once during the podcast. Yeah, I'd say try the update. If not, then yeah, I'd roll it back. But
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. All you can do is upgrade. Yeah. All you can do is update. That's all you can do. Like, to just keep it update and do the best you can. Because,
let's see here. A lot of Apple updates came out. Watch OS 7.3.2 security update. Big Sur 11.2.3 security update. And iOS 14.4.1 security update. So, patch your shit. Patch it. Also, there's an Xbox March update that adds new backward compatible settings plus headset customization.
More backwards compatibility? Wow, Xbox. Just wow.
So it's not more backwards compatibility, but what they're doing is giving you the option to turn settings off. So as you can see in the screenshot here, they're giving you the option to turn off auto HDR and the FPS boost for specific games. So
that's nice.
If you don't want to benefit from this, then you can do it. I imagine, like, especially with auto HDR. So I know, especially when it comes to streaming, if you do not have a way to, like, okay, I'm trying to not sound technical with this one. When I was playing Watch Dogs Legion, earlier this year, like something like late last year, on my TV it forces the game into HDR, but when I try to stream it, it takes that HDR signal and it's really washed out. So I'm wondering if this is for gamers who are trying to stream things on their PCs, have no way to display an HDR signal. So they're trying to get most of that color back from a washed out signal it's getting from the Xbox.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And I guess FPS boost, so I think did we cover that? Or was that during off week?
What?
The FPS boost for the Series X.
I think we might have mentioned it because we did kind of like talk about the Xbox. I mean, we did talk about it. I don't think it was. I think we just basically like, hey, here's some features. But most of the times when we come to features, it's like we'll mention it, and then it's just like, oh, that's cool, and that's about it.
Okay. So
yeah.
to kind of cover that again then, FPS boost is a system level change that they did. They tweaked some code in the DirectX settings on the Xbox, which tricks a game to thinking it's running at its its regular resolution, which was about 30 FPS, but displays the games at 60 or even 120 FPS, depending on the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this feature is saying like, hey, if you don't like that, you can turn that off too.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, I would love my games running at 60 FPS, or in Super Lucky's Tale's case, 120 FPS. But if you were used to playing in 30 FPS, like that's kind of how you like it, that's how you enjoy it, they're giving you the option to be able to turn off those features.
That's fine too.
So, choice.
Especially good if it's like you also stream at like 30 frames, and so that kind of smooths it out too as well, I guess.
And they also added some headset settings. Of course, the new Xbox headsets coming out, which again, $100. That thing looks really good.
That's really not bad.
I'm
not
fighting
bad.
it. I am fighting it. I don't need new headset.
I might.
Anka is like, you can see it in her eyes, like she needs some.
Like, if times were good, and I could get the whole set, I would. Like, I definitely would, cause I'm like, I really could use just a wireless headset. Even if I have my mic, a wireless headset would be nice. Like, it would be nice, cause this whole like shit right here with this cord, it's getting on my nerves. So, I would not mind that. Like, I wouldn't mind that.
So yeah, there's some settings for that. I know a lot of people have been asking, which I'm surprised they're asking. I'd imagine the people I've seen asking this question, I'm surprised they're not getting the headset, especially Paris Lily. But they've been asking, hey, does this work if I'm using Discord on my PC but also playing Xbox games?
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, well, for me, I'm always playing my games on my PC. Like, I'm playing it at my desk, I'm like, that's never an issue for me. But oh wait, no, that could be if I decide to play on my couch. That actually could totally be an issue.
Right.
You know, now that you mention it,
Yeah.
now
Something to think
that you
about.
mention it,
Something to think about.
I don't think it'll necessarily work. I don't think it will necessarily work in my case though, because my PC does not have Bluetooth capability. But I guess if I bought like my Mac or if I was using my phone, then maybe. But yeah, because it does allow you to have like two simultaneous connections or multiple connections. So
Right.
um,
Always get a Bluetooth adapter. Them things like $5-10.
I guess I forgot I've got a USB hub here, so I've got plenty of ports. I guess I can stick that in.
Okay.
Seeing some ideas in chat. Saw an idea. And in deals, I did not see and I know there is a game that is free in the Epic Game Store this week. There always is, but that article didn't show up for me in time. So there's a game free in the Epic Game Store. Go get it.
Surviving Mars.
Thank
Definitely
you.
go get it.
Thank you.
Definitely go get it. I have played that for hours. It is a lot of fun. If you like resource management games, yes, definitely go play it. The interface is a bit dated looking, but it's pretty choice and free because you can't be free. So
nope. Also, Tell Me Why's first chapter is completely free. The rest of the 3-part series is half price until tomorrow. Oh, we got Raiders in the building. Apparently, the app I use for chat does not show me that. This is the second time that Raiders have showed up, and I did not know that they did. Like, I just see people mention it. I was like, I don't see what happened here. So thank you, chat. Thank you, Kev, for letting me know. Yo, what's good up, Direct Edition? Welcome to the stream. Yes, as I was saying, Tell Me Why's first chapter is now free. The rest of the story is half off until Friday. I'm going to tell you something. It's a good game. It's a really good game.
yep. You know where it's also on? Game Pass.
What?
Oh.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Duh. Of course I know that. That's where I played it. I
Yep.
forgot. I forgot I was playing it off Game Pass.
So if you got Game Pass, another game for you.
But hey, at least here, you can own it forever.
Yes.
Won't be on Game Pass forever.
Yeah, it won't be, but you
know. So yeah, definitely check that out. For those who don't know, this is a story of a brother and a sister going back home and finding out what happened to, I guess, kind of like figuring out, like find out the history of their mom, and kind of unraveling what happened the night they were separated from their home, after their mom was shot and killed.
You should check that out.
Definitely check that out. Again, I think it's a really good game. I'll play through that. I will play anything from Don't Nod. I will play any of these Don't Nod story games. Yeah, this is Don't Nod. I think, yeah, Don't Nod also did the 2 mainline Life is Strange games. I think it was Deck 9 that did Before the Storm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've played all of those. So yeah. And from what I understand, like there is a new Life is Strange game in development. I think I've seen mention of that. I don't know if it's been officially announced yet. So
right.
I will be waiting for that. But yep, that's it. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Kev.
Yes, sir.
What you got going on this week, buddy?
Let's see. It was pretty much a slow but chill week this week. Had to, basically take care of a few things. Had one had one particular day where I voted in a local election, ran errands, and like pretty much just ran errands and like dropped off some food to people. So did that. So civic duty, kingdom work, and like stocking up on cotton candy flavored low calorie drinks, and running back to the house. Um, and then it was just like, oh, okay, play some games. Got some really nice indie joints. I think it was like one was like Out of Sight, which is really cute because it's like a fully 3D rendered hidden object game. I equated it as one of those games that your mother buys, and it's like, ooh, find the kitten, find the spyglass to move on to the story. Like, basically those games your mom buys at like Walmart with the big ass CD, kind of, 100 hidden object games. So that was something we played. Did that. Um, Dabbling with some more indies. Like, absolutely, positively, cannot wait till Monster Hunter Rise comes out. Like, literally, like, I'm getting my light bow gun skills up. I'm getting my light bow gun life. I'm gonna be zipping around on the Palamute, drifting on my Palamute, zipping across the sky with my wire bugs. Let's go. Ready. Can't, like, my Switch is going to be in full effect mode, because that's when I started realizing, like, my Switch is like my favorite console right now. It's like, it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite, because I literally could just pick it up and just be like, yo, I'm playing games now. Like like played some Animal Crossing, caught a tarantula. Didn't realize tarantulas was out until one was about to nip my ass. So I was like, had the net out. Yeah. So been dabbling with the whole Super Mario stuff with the pipes. The pipes are really cool. They are random. They don't, you can't be like, you can't set the like I'm gonna put this pipe here and then I'm gonna be here. It's basically like you just warp around until you get to where you want to be, what side of the island you want to be. Um, and that's nice. And maybe at some point, maybe start back to dabbling into Dragon Quest again, because I missed that game, which is also included on Game Pass. So go check that out. Yeah, then that's about it.
All right. Youngin Boy says the Square Enix is having a showcase stream next week and believes that Live for Change is on the is on the cards. I think that's where I heard that too.
Yes.
I think that's where I heard that news. Just tangentially there. Sin,
That's me.
what do we serve it up?
For this upcoming week.
Yes, sir.
Well, for this next upcoming week is just gonna have stream on Monday and Tuesday, and then we are gonna be back here on Thursday. But aside from that, I think I'm gonna play with some graphic things.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna have to dust off this pen of mine. So, like, I've been like, taking a break from writing, because that's the other thing that I do, right? Just a lot of observation type of stuff. And I haven't gotten into it in a while, but recently, with a lot of things happening and time to process some stuff, I have ideas for things about like the state of tech industry things and workplace things and gaming spaces and stuff. Some of it's good, by the way. Not all of it is me yelling at things if y'all wanted to know. But I have some stuff I've been wanting to write, so looking forward to that. And your boy might get a new microphone.
Ooh.
Well, that's great.
I also did a thing. We're gonna talk about this together. This is a fun, lighthearted thing. I finally went into my closet and it took out all the boxes that I had for like things that I had since opened, like the monitor that Major recommended, and like a keyboard that I got, a mouse that I got, a microphone that I got, or whatever. And finally decided to just break all the boxes down and take them out to the recycling bin.
It's always a
It
tough moment. At least for me, it
um
is.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, I've had these things for a year now. If they're either gone for good or here to stay. I don't know what I'm going to tell you. I haven't had to use these boxes for anything. And
Yeah.
so I was finally like, I'm just going to break this down. I have like an extra foot in my space that I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this now? Because these boxes aren't here.
Right.
I think I have some small containers that have like a whole bunch of nuts and bolts and screwdrivers and things like that from like the monitors because I didn't need them all because I got a monitor stand to stick things to.
Right.
But not having them is nice. So if y'all have been saving those boxes for that occasion that you were wondering about if you'd ever need them and you clearly see that you haven't, I'm just gonna go ahead and break down those boxes. Go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot more lately since we've been here. But I know like the house before and even the house before that. Yeah, like I have closets full of empty boxes of tech that I bought, like MacBook. Like I think I even bought an old MacBook box from my old house. Like the first house I owned to the second house is like. So when I was throwing things away to move here, I was like, why do I still have this old MacBook? I don't even have the MacBook anymore. I still have this box. I still had old iPhone cases. I mean, old iPhone boxes. Like, I own none of this. Most of this stuff has been shipped here, there, everywhere, Timbuktu. I don't know. I own none of this. So yeah, I'm getting better about discarding the boxes of the things that I buy. Luckily, I did not throw away the drone box because it became a very nice shipping container for the broken drone.
Whew.
But yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah, my closets here are relatively empty compared to older houses, even though I've bought more things since I've been here.
But yeah, that's the thing happening over here. Otherwise, we're just going to be chilling while I work on, you know, quiet things. I think there's a lot to be said about how much of the things I want to do are have me at the point that it's kind of like we're gonna do some quiet things in the background so we can learn some stuff before we upgrade. Currently, I'm thinking about ways to make things that are both visually appealing and easily readable, and I've seen some like styles for like text and things like that that have been really cool to emulate. So I'm working on those now. It's been kind of fun.
Awesome. Anka, this is gonna be very awkward. Yes, you.
Hello.
Hello.
Sound very bad.
You can. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You can type it. I'll read it. I'll just share mine, and then when you're done, we can circle back. Okay.
It's fine. I'm here now. Sorry if I sneezed. I think I forgot what I was going to say. So Saturday I'm taking a concealed carry class, and then next week or the rest of the month we're going to be working on coordinating with these two organizations. Well, coordinating with the American Red Cross and another organization in Austin, Texas, to collect supplies to send to them to help them recover from the storm that came through last month. So that's what I'm working on the rest of this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think once we get all these vaccinations in, my wife and I have both been talking about, doing some things with concealed carry and, going to gun ranges. So been looking at black-owned gun ranges to go to because, I don't just trust every old gun range.
Mm-hmm. You right.
So yeah, I feel like that concealed carry class is going to be in my in my immediate future too.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take you forever to actually get the permit for it,
That'll
but
be fine.
that's
That'll
out
be
the
fine.
way.
That'll be fine. That'll be
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'm probably not gonna get the actual license until next year at this point. But you know, the only real gun I fired is a shotgun, and that thing almost took my shoulder off. that was great. Went to a
I just need a small little piece. Well, not little. You know, good size. I don't know.
I need
I don't know what that is.
I need the one that Medea had in her purse.
The Peace Be Still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I got going on, and then trying not to suffer from allergies. Yo, I have been like in shambles over here.
You take allergy medicine?
I did, and I had a headache. I took some not ibuprofen, Tylenol, and I had to go put some eye drops in my eye
Yep.
because I was
Like, oh yeah, I keep this simply saline on me. I got Zyrtec, I got Claritin. If it's like I rotate, like when I feel like the Claritin's not working, I'm gonna switch to Zyrtec. When I feel like the Zyrtec ain't working, I'm gonna use this. Flonase if I have to. Like eye drops at the ready, just be like bloop bloop in each eye. Do what you gotta do during season. Luckily with the whole, not say luckily, but with the whole mask situation, it's been like, okay, I go outside, I don't feel so bad when I go and put my mask on because you know that mask block that pollen.
Yeah. That's where I messed up today because I was outside for an extended period of time skating today, and I didn't have my mask on. So yeah, it's just been downhill since I got home.
Yep. Until these good showers show up, you're gonna have to put your mask on. Like, yeah, if you're gonna be out there for more than 30 minutes.
Also, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. In case y'all didn't get this message and memo, wearing your mask not only is good for this Pamela Anderson that we have going on out here, but it's also going to be great for people who have allergies. Because y'all can go outside and not immediately get wrecked. Like, masks are just always and always forever going to be a good idea. Just go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, imagine those N95s that people were buying up at the beginning will be more ideal for this situation.
Mm-hmm. Wear a mask. Wear it. That's all. Oh. Sorry.
No, over on this end, there will be more streams. For some reason, I find it very easy to solve tech issues at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So yeah, I figured out that that Yakuza 0 issue I was having from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to installing the Xbox app, which will quickly point out, hey, you are missing things. You should install them.
Right.
Also, don't just go randomly deleting shit off of your computer if you don't know what's going to break. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Windows 10 is very, very finicky about that, especially when it has UWP apps installed that you don't know were installed to begin with. So yeah. More Yakuza 0, some more No Man's Sky. I am thinking about switching out Mario because Bowser's Fury is fun, but it felt aimless and pointless to run around in that space. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not really enjoying it, at least for the stream. That might be something I'll take offline and play on the couch when I'm watching my son. When I should be watching him.
Right.
As I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, I am getting the vaccine tomorrow. Granted, it may not be the one. It's still something. We're all probably going to have to go back and get a booster anyway.
Yep. Definitely
So
got to get boosted for them variants.
so like we all gonna be in the same boat. Oh
Yeah.
yes, Anka.
Can I? Okay. I had a thought. Everybody's like, tripping about how new this COVID vaccine is, but technically we get a new flu vaccine every year. So I don't know. And people take it willingly.
So one, people may not be aware of that. Two, and this is one of the reasons why I like the Johnson and Johnson one. It's actually based off of the same vaccine like technology as what they developed for the Ebola vaccine a few years ago. Moderna and what's the other
Pfizer.
one? Pfizer. Those technologies are fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson and Johnson's is an older system that has been, tested before. So that's also another reason why I'm like, you know what? It might not be that bad to get this one. It's not as effective, but again, it's keeping me out of a hospital. It's keeping me from dying.
The flu shot is less effective than the COVID shot.
So yeah, like the whole and see that
And
I did
only
not
lasts for
know.
like 3
That I
months.
did not know. Like also to keep in mind too, CDC or was it the FDA? I think it was the FDA who set this standard. The COVID vaccine had to be at least 50% effective. So it had to just be 50%. J&J is 70, is like 72. But I can't remember which one, but like Pfizer and Moderna are both over 90.
Yeah, like 95%.
Yeah, so we beat FDA's 50. I'm good with that.
True. I just think because that's why reading and doing your own research is fundamental.
Yeah.
Like the flu shot is the efficacy is less, and people still get it willingly every year, and it's just like,
Yeah,
but
and it only lasts for like 3 months.
yeah,
Yeah, like the entirety of the flu season. Like once you take it, it's like, oh, no more, and then it's good until flu is not a thing.
Yeah.
right. But we haven't heard hardly anything about the flu because we've been like wearing masks.
Flu got
Hardly.
flu got punched. Flu got taken out
COVID said,
quickly.
yeah, that's
But
all I
yeah,
see.
like yeah.
Like COVID was like, look at me, I'm the virus now. Like flu
What if that's what this is? Like the flu isn't a thing. It's like, oh, it's COVID season. Like, no, not this again.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna
But
be
yeah, like
coronavirus, but it's just gonna be weak after
but
a
yeah,
while.
like it's a thing. Like, yeah, doing the research. Like
Yeah.
the one thing that did kind of get me about it was like the fact that they were sending the J&J shots to lower income places to get people in those communities vaccinated, which is a good thing. But obviously, it comes with that stigma of like, oh wait, you giving us the cheap one?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else get the 2 shot, but you giving us the 72% one, the 72%.
Yeah, that's one thing.
But yeah, it's a thing where like you sit there and you weigh those options. That it's better than nothing.
It's basically trying to get. It's a more convenient, easy to store variant of the coronavirus
Right.
Vaccine, where it's just like to get it into more arms, quickly.
Yeah. And
So
it's that thing to look at. Like, sure, it may be the great value option of vaccine, but you still eating.
yeah.
So yeah, like it took me about all of an hour to get rid of that stigma. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm sitting there, like it was like a trip to Walgreens and back. I was like, I'm tripping over this. Let me stop. Get this damn
It's like
vaccine.
it's like yeah, you just inform yourself.
Yeah, I feel better
You
now.
you get your information. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's tomorrow. And again, yeah, next week. Games are being played. That's it. eventually I need to take it easy, go see a doctor because it's hip arthritis time, and boy, it is killing me. I'm really not looking forward to getting up out of this chair now. But yep, that's gonna do it for us this week. March 11th, 2021. It's been another episode of the Tech Talk.
Oh, we're halfway through March.
We are.
We're halfway through March. Like, we're almost out of the first quarter of the year. Here, let me go ahead and put this in perspective for you real quick. Okay. So, are you prepared?
All right, embrace.
To give y'all a sense of where we are. Daylight savings time is this weekend.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh, spring forward.
It's this weekend. It's here. We're out here now. We have reached tipping. We have reached the tipping point.
We're gonna get our hours back. Oh my god, sunlight. Oh,
you about to lose that hour.
But we get our sunlight.
See, you're about to lose an hour of sleep. But for those of y'all who have held on through the struggle of seasonal affective disorder, it is your time. The resurrection is upon you.
Yes. In more ways than one.
Now, for y'all, officially, the World Health Organization, it's today. It was a year today, THC, to answer your question. The World Health Organization declared us in a state of pandemic 1 year today. In 2 days from now, it will be 1 year since my office said, everybody go home and stay there. March the 13th, 9:35 a.m.
Yeah, ours didn't come in until March. State orders didn't come in for us until March 27th. But I can't remember how long. I don't remember when when NC State did it. I want to say that we're about. Hold on. Actually, no, I can figure that out. All I need to do is look for spring break 2020.
I think about it, and I'm like, man, I managed to have a birthday. 2020, like managed to have one. 2020. So that was good. But then I'm mad that I could have had, if I'd have known what I knew then, I would have had a better one. I would have went out of town, on the town. Enjoyed myself, and yet, it was just kind of like, oh well, just go to this soul food restaurant and talk with my family, and I think I streamed a little bit that night, and I think, yeah. Whew.
I swear, fuck NC State for updating their websites so effectively I can't find old dates on it. Cool. Nope, 2020 doesn't exist. It's 2021. I don't know why you looking in the past. Nothing's there.
No past.
But yeah, I think we're about a year since all the students went on spring break and got their spring breaks extended by a week because we didn't know what the fuck to do. But yep, that's going to do it for us. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. Again, for March 11th, 2021. Of course, y'all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech news yourself, but no, you suffered through blue dabble dee dabble da, dabble dee dabble da, dabble dee dabble da.
We love you, Anko.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in, of course. On behalf of Inyo Tanaka, the GOAT, It's your boy Kev. It's Sinziak. I'm your host, Marcus Major Linux Summers. And all I've got left to say to you, for peoples, I love you. And peace out.
On the forever.
Ye bomb.
Ye bomb.